Frank the Best Geek here. Well, I'm on my way to Apopka, Florida, near Orlando, to the Pest Management University, PMU, at the University of Florida. I'm taking the Introduction to Termite course because I've been wanting to do termites forever, but I have not had the opportunity to have the people in place, have the structure where I can do it. I tried doing 5 things and I failed miserably at it because I just couldn't do it. And you can't be doing wildlife and pest control and termite and lawn and be good at everything. So what I did was I scaled back many years ago to just lawn and GHP. I got rid of food service. I didn't do wildlife. I didn't even do rodent exclusion. I didn't do any of that work because it was just too much for one person to do. And now that I've got the staff, now I can focus on doing the termite because I'm going to learn to do it. I'm going to be the one doing it. And then I'm going to teach on how to do it. And I have 2 technicians that are capable of doing it. And I will be training them every step of the way. So every time I get a termite job, an inspection, a WDO inspection, one of them is coming with me to learn. And so I'm going to be taking the Introduction to Termite. I'm going back on the 20-something to take the WDO course. And then I'm going to on March, I'm going to be going to the master's class. And I've already spent a day with a technician that we did very difficult work. Spent an entire day with him showing me. And I have other people that are working with me to learn. But here is the thing. You learn if you understand construction, you understand biology, you understand pest. It's not that hard. A lot of people, well, you're gonna have to wait 3 to 4 years before you know what you're doing. Yeah, that's what everybody says. The problem is everybody isn't me. Everybody doesn't learn like me. I'm gonna go right after, straight from the Masters Conference, over to the Paul J. Bello seminar, and that's that weekend. So I'm literally driving across to go to the other place right after I take the master's class. That same week, it's like Monday through Friday. I'm going to be there from Tuesday to Friday. It's Wednesday to Friday. And then I'm going to be doing the driving on Friday over there because the classes are going to start Saturday and Sunday. And then I'll be driving back probably Sunday, or maybe stay there till Monday and take a mini vacation for myself because I haven't taken any time off really to just vacation or do something in quite a while. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that you manage in such a way that people either improve or they quit. And you want your people to understand that they are working for an excellent organization, that there is no coasting, no hiding, no place for mediocrity in your organization, that your standards are high. And that starts at the beginning, during the hiring process, during the recruiting process. You got to have foundations. I am having a lot of discussions with a lot of people on almost sometimes on a daily basis regarding this, where you got companies who are grown and they focused on sales and marketing to grow, and they didn't invest zero in recruitment, in hiring and training. And now they got a mess on their hands. And I've been saying this for 6 years, that if you do it that way and you just focus on the growth, you're going to end up with a mess on your hands. And then you're going to end up with a 7-bean soup that tastes like crap. Why? Because you're going to focus on hiring a bunch of people from the industry, all doing it their own way, no protocol, no procedures, no excellent product. There is no consistency in the service. The customer says, well, Joe came here last time and he did it like this. And then Steve did it like this. And you're going to find yourself with a mess on your hands. Understand that you need a recruiting plan. How are you going to attract the best talent? The best talent isn't somebody with experience, with 20 years of experience. That's not the best talent. The best talent is the guy who has the soft skills, or the gal that has the soft skills that you need for them to be able to learn how to do pest control and be able to take your company to the next level. I'm looking down at my map because I've got a map here and I got to take the 826 east to the beach. And what you got is a situation where you have to have a plan to recruit. How are you going to attract that top talent? Well, a lot of people say, well, you just got to pay more. You got to offer. I love the way that people on Facebook give all this advice on that you need to pay more when they themselves have never, they're a technician, they themselves have never recruited, never hired, never trained a single person in their life. And they're telling you that you need to pay more. That's the reason, because he isn't paying more. He's pissed off at the whole world. He's butthurt because he isn't getting paid more. And he's worked for all these companies that don't pay more. And now he's got 15 years of experience. But he thinks that 15 years of experience doing the same thing over and over, not acquiring any new skills, not becoming facilities like AIB, SQL, doing commercial work. He's doing residential work, the same thing over and over. He thinks he should be making $70,000 a year. Understand that there's a cap. If you have a recruiting plan, you're now able to attract the best talent and have a plan. See, what do you plan? I plan to put an ad out on Indeed. I plan to add. That's not a plan. That's a tactic. That's not a strategy. What are you going to be able to offer that technician that he isn't getting somewhere else? Maybe he's working in retail and he's great at customer service. Maybe he's working at the auto parts store and he's great at customer service. He's great at sales. And you need to attract that guy. What is he going to want? Is it really more money that he's after? Because you're not going to be able to compete in the marketplace when you're a solo operator and you're getting your first technician. How are you going to compete with the companies in your area offering 401k? How are you going to compete with a competitive salary, a take-home vehicle, and insurance, 2 weeks paid vacation? And you're saying you got to pay more money. How are you going to come up with more money that rivals that entire package when that entire package is probably $55,000, $60,000 a year combined, between $36,000 to $40,000 a year in salary? Plus, you add the 401k matching, and then you add the insurance, and then you add those 2 weeks vacation, and you add that take-home vehicle. Give me a second. What is it that you're going to be able to use to attract that person? Because understand that your company, the company that you have now, which is just you, and you hire your first employee, you hire your second employee, you hire your third employee. By the time you get to the fourth and fifth employee, that company is nowhere near the company that you started. If that guy is looking for a type of company, it's going to be a different company than you started. And what's going to happen is he's going to say, listen, I enjoyed working with you and having all the time with you. And, you no longer have all the time you used to have. It isn't the same company. It doesn't feel the same. That guy's going to move on. And that's okay. You got to be prepared for that. That you're never going to keep that company the same way it was when it was just one or two of you. So what is that person wanting out of a career, out of a job? Is it he doesn't want to work for corporate? He wants to work for a small company, even if there is no insurance, even if there is no 401k? This you have to know, because your marketing message to that employee, that ad, has to match what it is that you're offering. You got to find people that are a fit for you for where you are now. And you're going to have to find people who are a fit for you where you're going to be then when you get there. And that fit's going to change over time. And you can't keep it the same to satisfy your employees. Because at the end of the day, your employee will quit, find another job and where he can be happy. You got to build the company that you dream of, and you can't worry about what everybody is going to think. That at one point, that's going to be the conversation. Listen, I understand you're no longer happy here. I understand we're more structured. We're more corporate. We're more this, we're more that. But this is what I need to do to grow the company to where I want to grow it. And if it's no longer a fit for you, I understand. I will write you a great recommendation. I will write you a great letter. Go hunt for another job. Give me your 2 weeks. Let me know. And everybody's happy. What are you going to offer? That needs to be part. You can't, I'm talking to people who are spending, I'm asking them, I can't find anybody. I can't find anybody. I can't find anybody. Nobody's applying. And I'm saying, how much are you spending on ads? And where are you placing them? I'm putting ads on Indeed. How much are you spending? $500 a month. I'm saying, how much are you spending on marketing to bring in the customer? 20,000. I said, do you see the problem here? You're growing at an exponential rate, and you don't have a system in place to keep up with your growth, and you don't think that you need to put maybe $2,000 to $3,000 a month in ads to get more people in the pipeline. The same way, marketing is marketing. Sometimes I want to shoot myself with talking to some people that they don't get it. You got to market yourself, and you got to market what it is that you're selling. In this place, you're selling a job. How much money are you putting into recruiting? Zero. When you have 10, 12 employees, you need to have a professional recruiter, or you need to do it yourself. People are micromanaging things that they don't need to micromanage instead of hiring the people to do that work. What's your recruiting plan going to be? Second, what's going to be your hiring process? Not, they fill out an application, they got a pulse, they're hired. How are you going to onboard them? How are you going to get those guys trained? Because if you're hiring 25 to 30 somethings, and you don't have an onboarding process, you already lost them. 60% of those people are going to quit on you before 6 months. They're not going to make it 2 months. If they don't feel secure in what they're doing, and you're not investing time in real training, you're not going to get a lot of people. Second of all, are you looking at their social media profiles? Are you looking at and doing a assessment? Are you figuring out if they're even going to fit in your style of organization? You're not. All this is foundational, guys, that I'm talking about. This is foundational. What's going to be the training process that you're actually going to put them through? What's the certification process that you're going to use to know that they're ready? Because if you tell me he's going to be with me for a year, you're never going to grow your business before you let him go. If it's 3 months, it's too long. What's the right? Somewhere between 40 hours and 30 days for what they need to do. Oh, they can't learn anything in 40 hours. Baloney, you don't have a training program. Because you can have a guy in 40 hours ready to do just maintenance and be on a maintenance route only and learn how to do callbacks and maintenance. Not initials, but you can. I trained that in 40 hours. What's going to be the certification process to know when they're ready? Then what's going to be the ongoing training process? You have to have that mapped out. They need ongoing training. Is it going to be weekly? Is it going to be monthly? And then what is your retention plan to keep that person long term? See, if your onboarding process and your recruiting process states that they're going to be highly trained and highly managed, you'll say, well, that's micromanagement. Immediately somebody's jumping up and saying that's micromanagement. I say, you don't have an idea what micromanagement is. Here's micromanagement. I hired my CFO, I hired a CMO, a chief marketing officer, a chief financial officer. And I'm going in there checking the books every day and trying to see where he's making a mistake so I can fix it for him. That's micromanagement. Micromanagement is the CMO, the chief marketing officer of the company. I'm looking at what he created and he's putting out, and I'm looking at the wording and I say, you should have used this word instead of that word. That's micromanagement. When it comes to technicians in the field, having a GPS on the vehicle is not micromanagement. I want to know how you're driving because I can't see you. I want to know if you're speeding. I want to know if you're hitting your brakes. I want to know for no reason you're hard braking all the time. I want to know why it is that you're cornering so hard all the time. I want to know where that vehicle is at all times. I want to know how long it was at your stop at all times. This is why we use software, because why did a stop that was supposed to be a 20-minute stop take 45 minutes? Why did a job that was supposed to take an hour take you 30 minutes? See, they either have to follow directions, follow the rules, or you're going to be on their case knowing that in every case, I'm going to call you. I'm going to find out what it is that we need to do to fix this, and you are going to be on an improvement plan. And if you don't improve, I got to get rid of you. You make that up front on the get-go with your people. If they know that that's the process, they're going to decide whether they want to work for you or not. You can't expect, guys, what you're not inspecting. You have the right to inspect that vehicle. That isn't, the technician will say, well, it's just an invasion of my privacy. No, the vehicle's supposed to be cleaned out every single day. It's supposed to be cleaned and vacuumed and washed out every single week. You're supposed to organize all your equipment and everything at the end of the day and make sure that everything is organized. You're supposed to monitor your inventory so when you need the stuff, you get it before you need it. And I'm training up people to be managers of that route. Until they become managers, I have to manage them. In some cases, in the beginning, I have to micromanage you. You did not place that bait in the right location. You see? Until they learn how to properly put that bait. You see? They got to be able to do that. You got to be able to do that. Give me 1 second. So, getting back to my conversation, this is all day, guys. My phone is ringing like this all day. I got to deal with all the calls. Luckily, I deal with everything on the phone. When I'm on the road, when I'm anywhere, I can deal with it. But the feedback to your techs, to your employees, can't be once a year. It can't be quarterly. It can't be monthly. The feedback that you need to give your people so they know where to fix it and where to improve. Literally has to be in real time. Like, hey, what happened yesterday? You were late for every stop. You didn't call people. You were speeding all day. What happened? Maybe he was sick that morning and he's been feeling terrible. And he didn't want to say anything. You need to find out what happened. Your praise for the job well done needs to be all the time. What too many of you do is create what is known as a crap sandwich. Crap sandwich doesn't work anymore. Here's the crap sandwich. You take a slice of bread and you pile on the praise, really thick. And then you come in and you say, well, you've got this one thing you need to fix. This is a problem. And I'm going to put you on a program for improvement on this. He's now offended because he thought he was doing a great job. And you all of a sudden hit him with this. Something that happened is going on for a month, 2 months, 3 months. And then you try to smooth it out with another piece of bread and you pile on more praise. The two problems here is you waited too long to give the criticism and you didn't give the praise the whole time. You didn't make deposits into that bank account of where they're doing good all the time. And now you're hitting them with crap that they thought they were doing such a great job. I've been guilty of this. You're guilty of this. Everyone's guilty of this. What you need to do is give the praise all the time. You're doing great. Hey, you're doing good at this. Hey, man, a customer called. I do this with my guys. Hey, and they gave you a 5-star review, bro. I just wanted to say thank you for that. So when they hear me, they're hearing me 10, 15, 20, 100 times. When they hear from me on that one deal that they messed up on, it's usually a training moment. Say, look, this happened. I need you to fix this. Sometimes that's it. That's where it ends. And he says, Brad, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. If it keeps happening, now we know we have a problem. So my people are getting constant praise from me. I give everybody crap evenly. I'm always harassing them about everything. But they know that I'm joking and they know when I'm serious. Stupid little thing happens. Hey guys, bro, come on, man. Let's get our act together. Let's get this fixed. That's it. That's the end of it. I don't need to have a meeting with them. I just put a simple text and say, they forget stuff. Hey, bro, you forgot this. Dang, bro. Okay. So now I need to know, what do I need to do so that they don't forget? Is it more training that they need? Is it just simply a fix in the system? Is it better notes? What? Is it that they're overbooked, too many stops that day? And they were just, what is it? That's what I need to evaluate as a manager. So this is the stuff that if you settle this from the get-go, the expectations up front, and you deal with your people up front with this on what you expect, how praise is going to go, how correction is going to go, how the program of improvement is going to go. If they start complaining that they're being micromanaged because of this, that it's too much for them, and that's just too much, then you've got the wrong person. See, I keep telling you, hiring is guessing, firing is knowing. At that point, you've got a C player that you need to replace immediately. You can't keep C players on and not replace them. They will ruin it for you because they'll start whining and complaining of how you're doing, and they'll basically spread that cancer through your entire organization, and other people will get the message. If you start your whining, you got two options. You're either going to quit, find another job, or you're going to get fired. And then you only keep the A and B players that say, yeah, this isn't too burdensome. This is great. Because I work with people who are professionals. My colleagues are professionals. Nobody's getting away with murder. You're setting a standard for everyone to follow. That's what you need to do to be a manager and a leader. If you can't stomach that, then don't do it, because all you're going to do is make a mess. I want to leave you with that. This is Frank the Pesky wishing you a pestacular day.